Good afternoon. I am Elizabeth Stanley, Chair of the Faculty, and I am delighted to welcome you to Sonoma State University's 45th Annual Commencement. Would the banner carriers please place the heraldic banners in their stands? Now would everyone please be seated? It is my great pleasure to introduce SSU music student Ashley Stoffaker to perform America the Beautiful.
All right, how y'all doing this afternoon? Woo! Yes, that's what I like to hear. All right, there's a little misprint in the program, so I'd like to preface this with that. My good friend Meg Stolman will not be playing piano for this, but my good friends Trey Xavier will be playing and Liam Robinson will be playing saxophone. All right, let's get this started. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plains.
friends, thank you so much for a fabulous opening to today's ceremonies. It is now my pleasure to introduce the president of Sonoma State University, Dr. Ruben Armiñana.
Good afternoon. I'm pleased to add my welcome to that given by Professor Stanny on behalf of the faculty and staff of Sonoma State University, many of whom are present this beautiful afternoon to share in this celebration. I think the principal job of a president is to ensure dry weather on commencement. I'm glad it got done. This year's graduate numbers approximately 2,100. About 1,000 of you are participating in this ceremony for the School of Arts and Humanity, the School of Business Administration and Economics, and the School of Education. A light number participated in the ceremony this morning for the School of Science and Technology and the School of Social Science. You will be joining the more than 48,000 students who have completed a master's or bachelor's degree at Sonoma State University since our first commencement in 1962. You come from many states and many countries, which are represented by the various flags flying right behind me. The majority of you are from California. Today you celebrate an achievement in common, the award of a master's or bachelor's degree. To all of you, the graduates of 2006, welcome to your commencement. We also welcome the family and friends of our graduates. You can all share in the happiness and pride of the graduates on this great occasion because each one of you play some part in this great success. I would like to take a moment as we begin this commencement ceremony to invite the graduates to stand and acknowledge their parents and grandparents, children, spouses, significant others, brothers and friends for their help and support. We're pleased to have on our platform party today several very distinguished guests. Dr. Gary Richard, who has been the Executive Vice Chancellor and Chief Academic Officer of the California State University since January of this year. We're honored he could join us today. Dr. Henry Trioni is a very well-respected resident of Sonoma County. Dr. Trioni has been a friend and supporter of Sonoma State University for many years. In 1997, we were proud to present him with an honorary doctorate. We're delighted and pleased that he could be here today, just a few days after he has returned from his honeymoon. Henry? The Alumni Association, and I encourage all of you to belong, forms one of the graduates' most important links with the alma mater. And it's here represented today by the president of the Alumni Association, Mrs. Barbara Thorson. Barbara? Representing the students of Sonoma State, working the past year in his position as president of Associated Students, and he will be doing the same position this coming year. He got reelected, Mr. Nadir Visanjay. Nadir? I would like to acknowledge the other university officials in the platform party who are here today to honor our graduates. You will find their names and titles on page 13 on your commencement program. I would also like to acknowledge our distinguished faculty who are here today to participate in this very important ceremony. The names of our faculty can be found starting on page 48 of your program. Please join me in recognizing the almost 500 members of Sonoma State University staff whose dedication and hard work have made this ceremony possible. Thank you. I would now like to invite Executive Vice Chancellor Gary Richard to greet our graduates on behalf of the California State University.
Thank you, President Arminiana, and good afternoon. It's a great honor to share this special day with the newest graduates of Sonoma State University, families and friends of the graduates, and the faculty and staff of this great institution. I'm delighted to bring you greetings and congratulations on behalf of the California State University. Graduates, you represent the best hopes of the state of California. This spring, more than 80,000 freshly minted CSU graduates will be moving on from their alma maters to enter into professional and graduate schools or directly into the workforce of this great state. Together, you are cause for great optimism. The state of California is counting on your skills, your knowledge, your creativity, and the dedication that you've shown in working successfully toward the degrees that you will receive today. You will not disappoint. As graduates of Sonoma State, you've received not only a deep and strong education in your major fields, but an appreciation and understanding of the value of the liberal arts and sciences that are the basis for a rewarding personal life and career. You're very fortunate to have attended such a fine institution. You've worked hard, and you deserve the degrees that will be conferred upon you today. Again, on behalf of the California State University, the Chancellor's Office, and the Board of Trustees, I congratulate you on your achievement and wish you every success as you leave this great university for your tomorrows.
Thank you, Dr. Richard. I would now like to invite Nadir Visanji, President of the Associated Students, to greet the graduates.
Welcome, graduates, students, parents, and friends to the 2006 Sonoma State Commencement. On this beautiful day, I would like to congratulate the 1,000 graduates on their final step in their Sonoma State experience. As your Associate Student President, it was my pleasure to represent you this past year. Much like college, life is what you make of it. Therefore, your success is impingent on your will to succeed. On behalf of the other 7,000 fellow students not here today, we want to wish you the best of luck, happiness in your future aspirations. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Visanji. I would now like to introduce our student speaker this afternoon, Alfredo Correa. Alfredo is receiving Alfredo's bachelor's degree in communication studies with a minor in Spanish. He was born in Michoacan, Mexico, and in 1992 came with his family to the United States. He's been very active since he started at SSU 4 years ago. At Sonoma State, he served as community student advisor, a peer academic liaison support mentor, and was an active member of the Chicano de Aztlan student movement. In his spare time, he volunteered to help prepare individuals for United States citizenship exam and later taught English to day workers in Groton, California. He served on a panel to help educate students about Mexican stereotypes. His work on organizing Las Tu Raza youth conferences helped lead them to success. He was awarded the Chuck Rhodes Commitment to Diversity Award, the EOP Award for Outstanding Humanities Student of the Year, and earned the William Randolph Hearst CSU's Trustees Award for Outstanding Achievement. Mr. Correa believes that education is one of the strongest assets an individual can possess to help create change in society. He feels that determination, tenacity, and drive are the key elements to reach success. Mr. Correa moves to San Jose, California this summer to pursue employment in the media and a master's degree in public administration at San Jose State University. He is committed to a society where every human is treated and respect. Please join me in welcoming Alfredo Correa.
Congratulations, class of 2006. Felicidades a la clase del año 2006. Cesar Chavez once said, "We cannot seek achievement for ourselves and forget about the progress and prosperity of our community. Our ambitions must be broad enough to include the aspirations and needs of others, for their sakes and for our own." Today, May 27, 2006, is the day that marks an end to a learning experience we embarked on to gain a better understanding of how our complex world operates and to become well-rounded citizens. Today, we attain a degree that is needed in the 21st century to have access to opportunities that otherwise might have been denied. It is also a time when new beginnings start and new goals are developed. Some of us will pursue higher education, others will join the workforce, and still others will dedicate time to their loved ones and explore new avenues that would lead them to success. Four-year university, it's an accomplishment that only 25% of our population achieves. Therefore, it is our duty and responsibility to engage as role models in our communities, create change that will benefit our society as a whole without excluding a single human being based on their gender, sexual orientation, political affiliation, economic background, or race. Our diploma comes with the added responsibility of giving attention to developing solutions to the issues that others ignore for fear of being punished or blamed. Our diploma, it's an achievement that no one will be able to take away from us because everything we have learned, it's in our minds. I congratulate you for completing a degree during these difficult times of our nation. You give light in these times of darkness. We each have a personal timeline comprised of significant dates that have impacted our lives either positively or negatively. May 27, 2006 is the day that is added to each of our personal timelines, which reflects our determination, tenacity, and eagerness to achieve a better future. May 27, 2006 is also a day that demonstrates that we are individuals who have goals and the full potential to pursue and accomplish them. May 27, 2006 is the day when we give renewed hope to our parents, our professors, and our nation for a better society. It is a day that declares us as sensitive and skilled leaders charged with the responsibility of spreading our knowledge for the purpose of developing a country that stands for justice, equality, and inclusiveness of all human beings. We are all here to celebrate a victory to a journey that tested our weaknesses and developed our strengths. Congratulations. We all survived with the aid and support of our parents, professors, counselors, friends, significant others, and most important, the drive and motivation that comes from within. Gracias, familia. We each received a letter at some past date from Sonoma State University stating that we were accepted to this institution. We could have rejected the invitation, but instead we decided to explore Sonoma State to expand our educational horizons. Some of us came from Southern California, other states, the Central Valley, and others are from what I now proudly call my local community. Most of us did not know what to expect from Sonoma, especially since it was a small campus in the middle of a rural community. For some of us, our transition to this campus was easy, and for others, it posed more of a challenge. However, we now consider this place our second home. Sonoma State offered us a valuable education, experienced and caring professors, and a school community that opened its arms and heart without regard to race, sexual orientation, gender, political affiliation, religion, or economic background. Everywhere we went, we received a smile, even though sometimes we had no idea why a person was smiling. It turned out they were just proud to see us here. As we adapted ourselves to the community, we learned that Sonoma State has a population of students and faculty who are welcoming, caring, and understanding. For each of us, this welcoming community have been a slightly different group of people. For me, it was the staff and EOP, Rest Life, and Learning Skills Services. I owe them my most sincere thank you. Today, we fulfill a dream that was instilled in us at a different time of our lives. Mine started when my parents migrated to this country from Michoacán, Mexico, to give their 5, now 8, children a better education. I graduated with a communications degree to become a news reporter who will investigate and inform the public with integrity. Education is the essential tool necessary to create change within the systems that exploits, marginalizes, and excludes innocent people. Education allows us to become critical thinkers, innovators, and conscious citizens to the injustices that are quietly ignored by some. Education gives us the freedom to stand for what we believe is right. You have attained that tool through the many sleepless nights, through the many nights of studying for your midterms and finals, or finishing a project, and through the many nights of stress, anxiety, and hard work. I encourage and urge you to use this newly acquired tool to create a world where all people are seen with respect, dignity, and equality. I'm proud of being Latino. I'm proud of being raised in the state of California. I'm proud of graduating from Sonoma State University, and I'm proud of being part of the class of 2006.
Thank you, Alfredo, for that inspiring message. Muchísimas gracias. We're honored to have as our speaker this afternoon Ms. Ginny Woodford, who's the Undersecretary of Corrections and Rehabilitation. Ms. Woodford was previously director of the California Department of Corrections. As director of the CDC, she oversaw the 33 prisons in California and the more than 160,000 inmates. Prior to her work there, she was the warden of San Quentin State Prison and was the first woman in San Quentin's history to be permanently named to that position. One of her goals was to help the incarcerated be responsible for their lives, even if they never would leave that prison. She feels that earning a high school diploma or college degree and learning basic parenting skills benefits the inmate's family and, by extension, the state of California. Ms. Woodford began her career as a correctional officer at San Quentin State Prison and was recruited prior to her graduation from Sonoma State, where she earned a BA in criminal justice in 1978. She's one of you. She sat in that same chair just a few years ago. She began in the position immediately after her May graduation. She worked in various positions at San Quentin, including correctional counselor, work incentive coordinator, legal affairs coordinator, and program administrator. She later managed the Reception Center, North Block, and Central Services Division, and was the Equal 11. Ms. Woodford was appointed as the Chief Deputy Warden, where she was responsible for the day-to-day operation of San Quentin. In March 1999, she was promoted to warden. In 2002, Ms. Woodford was selected as Sonoma State University's distinguished alumna for her leadership and rehabilitation efforts within the California state prison system. We're honored, we're pleased that she has agreed to return to Sonoma State, her alma mater, to speak to all of us today. Ms. Woodford.
Good afternoon. Thank you, President Armaniana, members of the Board of Trustees, deans, and members of the faculty, parents, siblings, and friends. Also, thank you to the distinguished graduates of Sonoma State University. I am truly honored to be with you and share this very important day. I must tell you that I'm also filled with optimism as I look out upon this graduation class. I know I'm looking at leaders. I know that you are a generation of Americans who are not only concerned about issues affecting our quality of life, you are a generation of individuals committed to facing these problems head on and doing something about them. You are a generation concerned with the environment, global warming, energy consumption, medical advances, as well as I know you are a generation of people committed to addressing issues like poverty, discrimination, crime, homelessness, intergenerational incarceration, and the growing cost of incarceration in America. So let me give you some facts. In America today, we incarcerate 1.4 million people in prisons. Each year in America, approximately 700,000 adults, about 1,900 a day, leave state and federal prisons and return home to our communities. The rate of incarceration for women has increased from 3% of California's prison population to over 6% today. And sadly, 64% of female offenders are mothers. The prison population in California is over 170,000, with 116,000 more on parole. The cost of incarceration continues to escalate, with the budget of the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation exceeding $8 billion next year. It is now 8% of the general fund, up from 2% just 2 decades ago. There are over 13 million ex-offenders in America, and according to Dr. Andrew Lum, a Northwestern University researcher, tonight, 5.5 million young people between the ages of 16 and 24 will be homeless, jobless, and hopeless, and lacking in education and job skills to lift themselves from their current condition. These young people will spend a significant part of their life incarcerated. We have a crisis. We must ask ourselves, how many generations are we willing to throw away? Tough on crime strategies are proving themselves ineffective and costly. We cannot incarcerate our way out of every difficult social issue. You are a generation that will demand a change. I know the statistics are staggering. However, at the same time, I believe these complicated social issues are solvable, and you are the generation to do it. I was very pleased by a recent article in the newspaper that reflected volunteerism is up by 67% among college students today. Your generation is more concerned, more committed, and filled with the passion to serve. Can service make a difference? I absolutely believe that it can, and it does every single day. There are so many examples of single individuals impacting the lives of many people. I recently read Good to Great and the Social Sectors by former Stanford professor Jim Collins. It is a wonderful book filled with examples of individuals in the social sector improving the lives of many. One example is Wendy Coop, who graduated from Princeton in 1988 with a mission and a passion. She was determined that she would convince graduates from leading universities to spend the first 2 years of their careers teaching disadvantaged kids in the public school system. She called this program Teach for America. Ms. Coop obtained a Pell Grant, and 1 year later, she stood in front of 500 recent graduates like yourselves, assembled for training and deployment to America's underachieving schools. She achieved this goal by setting high standards for the graduates teaching in her program, and by appealing to the desire we all feel to have meaning in our lives. Plus, she defined an important mission: saving generations of young people. In 15 years, this program grew to where more than 97,000 graduates applied to be part of Teach for America, and only 14,000 made the cut. This organization, under Ms. Coop's leadership, now has $40 million in annual funding. She had a passion to serve, she acted on this passion, and is making a difference in the lives of so many young people each day. Another example is a single person changing the lives of so many is Mimi Silvert, who runs the Delancey Street Foundation. Dr. Silvert founded Delancey Street in San Francisco in 1971. Dr. Silvert had 4 residents, a $1,000 loan, and a big, big dream. She envisioned a place where substance abusers, former felons, and others who had hit bottom would, through their own efforts, be able to turn their lives around. Dr. Silvert has built a $20 million a year organization serving clients in San Francisco, New York, New Mexico, North Carolina, and Los Angeles. As a result, Dr. Silvert has empowered more than 14,000 people to lead crime-free, drug-free lives in mainstream society. They've acquired work skills, attended college, and are a part of our workforce and our communities. I personally know a handful of these individuals from Delancey Street who received college degrees from this university. Dr. Silvert has a passion to serve. She acts on this passion and is making a difference in the lives of so many people. And my final example for you today is one of your own, Professor Barbara Bloom. When I called Dr. Bloom to come help me, she answered the phone. I asked Dr. Bloom to help reform a correctional system that was not responsive to the needs of female offenders. Dr. Bloom has led the way in helping California develop the Gender Responsive Strategies Commission. The Commission has structured a female offender program plan for California's prisons. The reform plan is evidence-based and designed to meet the specific needs of female offenders. The reform plan is designed to foster personal growth, accountability, self-reliance, education, life skills, workplace skills, and family and community relationships for female offenders. Funding to implement these reforms is currently included in the 2006-2007 budget being debated in Sacramento, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the funding will be approved. We believe these reforms will not only assist female offenders, but will also reduce intergenerational incarceration in California. These reforms began because of the vision and passion of a small group of people. These reforms now have legislative support and community support. I believe these reforms will be a model for the nation to follow. These reforms will be a model not only because they address the needs of female offenders, they will be a model because of the partnerships that were created to develop the gender-responsive strategies. The passion and commitment of the academic community, the social service community, and correctional professionals created a momentum that caused local communities all across this great state to want to be involved. As a result, public policy as it relates to female offenders is changing to reflect the social science research on housing, program services, and reentry of women in the criminal justice system. These new policies will have a positive social impact on the lives of women and their children, as well as the communities they live in. When I graduated from this university, little did I know I would become passionate about prison reform and rehabilitation of offenders, but I did. I walked into San Quentin State Prison as a correctional officer in 1978, believing that I would stay a short time and move on to bigger and better things. I was among the first females to work in the housing units of this prison and one of the few people with a college degree. 21 years later, I was named warden of San Quentin. With little resources, I was able to lead an effort to expand the programs through the use of volunteers. During the years I was warden, rehabilitation was not discussed at the California Department of Corrections, but it was at San Quentin. Rehabilitation was discussed by staff, by inmates, by volunteers, and by the community. People had faith and people had hope. When I left San Quentin to lead the Department of Corrections, I was determined to bring rehabilitation to the department. In July 2005, rehabilitation was added to our name. A prison reform plan was started. The gender-responsive strategies are just one part of this reform. Through my initiative, Right Prison, Right Mission, Reform strategies are in various stages of development to design the right program for the right offenders. The focus of the department has been changed to identify rehabilitative programs designed for the specific needs of the offender. The Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation has much more to do, but I believe the right conversations are beginning to occur. It is through this dialogue and the commitment of many that rehabilitation will become a reality. This is the power of a few committed people that have a passion to serve, who act on this passion, and whose work will make a difference in the lives of people. Can you and I make a difference? I believe the answer is yes. I know you're a generation of leaders. I know you are a generation passionate about serving. As a great philosopher once said, we may affirm absolutely that nothing great in the world has been accomplished without passion. The question that you must answer is, what are you passionate about? My passion for reform began because of two things: the values and commitment to social change that has always been present at this university, and my work with offenders at San Quentin. I began to understand the impact of returning hundreds of offenders each week to fragile communities, offenders who suffer from drug and alcohol addiction, offenders who are mentally ill, offenders who lack education and job skills, offenders who had no plan or assistance to develop a plan for reentry, offenders who have children. As more and more programs came into San Quentin, I saw the change in the culture, in the staff, and in the offenders. I saw what hope and caring can do. As my understanding of these issues grew, so did my passion. Your passion must be your guide as you face the crossroads in your career. I wish I could tell you the road forward is clear of obstacles, but it is not, especially for a person who is trying to make a difference in people's lives. You may face situations where many people will disagree with you. You may face times where obstacles seem insurmountable. You may face times when people discourage your passion because of what you are trying to propose. You may face times when people will discourage your ideas by saying they won't be successful, or that the people you're trying to help don't want your help, or worse, they don't deserve your help. Remember your passion to make a difference, and you will be able to negotiate the crossroads. To have meaning in your life, you must find those issues you are passionate about, get involved, and help bring about change. You can find the passion to help the 5.5 million young people who are homeless today, or maybe your passion is mentoring the children of offenders, or perhaps your passion lies somewhere else. I simply challenge you to find your passion, get involved, and make a difference. In preparing for your commencement, I was moved by the message given by Oscar Award winner Tom Hanks at his address last year to Vassar graduates. His message on that day was as follows: help publicly, help privately. Help in your actions by recycling and conserving and protecting, but help also in your attitude. Help make sense where sense has gone missing. Help bring reason and respect to discourse and debate. Help science to solve and faith to soothe. Help law bring justice until justice is commonplace. Help and you will abolish apathy, the void that is so quickly filled by ignorance and evil. Take these words with you today as you face tomorrow, and don't lose your passion for making a difference in each other's lives. I congratulate you and wish you the best in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Woodford, for those important words. This year marks the 14th year I have had the honor of delivering the formal charge to the graduating class. I am keenly aware of the privilege of my position, as well as the weight of the responsibility it entails. Academic life has offered you the opportunity to study and to learn, to reflect, analyze, and synthesize, to formulate and test hypotheses. As you leave the world of the university and enter upon the course of your careers, you surely will put your theories to the test. Your new world will likely be more demanding and less forgiving. You will be faced with greater challenges and with more questions than solutions. In the real world, we all learn that our decisions and actions have very real consequences, both practical and moral, for ourselves and others. What it is certain is in this very dynamic world is that there is no shortage of important work for the graduates of 2006. What advice can I offer to guide you on your way? I charge you to live a life of learning. Knowledge is a tool for bettering this world. You have developed skills of acquiring knowledge and critical thinking. Continue to hone your skills, to ask questions and pursue sound answers, and to exercise discipline in your work. I should cultivate compassion for others. From compassion comes understanding of our differences and appreciation of our commonalities. Compassion engenders kindness and caring and generosity. The virtues that are the essence of our humanity and the ingredients we need to achieve truly peaceful, collaborative coexistence. I charge you to become involved in community life. To paraphrase Pericles' statement in the Golden Age of Athens, we do not say of people who do not participate in public affairs that they mind their own business. We say they have no business here at all. We do not achieve alone, we always achieve with others. As citizens, we're obliged to understand the assumptions, ideals, and aspirations of our communities, and to develop the desire and the will to participate in the institutions for the common good. I charge you to actively seek and create and teach a life of hope. We must believe that what we think and say and do can make a difference. We're living in a period of turbulence in our economic systems, our political institutions, our social values, and throughout the world. In such times, we can easily become dispirited and discouraged. Our greatest challenge is to keep alive the belief that a better, more enlightened, more humane world is possible. And finally, to do all of these with a sense of adventure and fun. The faculty of the university has determined that you, the graduates of 2006, are ready to meet your responsibilities. I join them, along with the university administration and staff, your family and friends, and our distinguished guests here today in wishing you a rewarding future. At this time, I would like to call attention to a particularly significant graduate today. Ms. Catherine Atwood has accomplished something that few before her have. She entered Sonoma State University 4 years ago as a freshman with a 4.0 grade point average, and she graduates today having received nothing less than every grade is an A in every class. Catherine is a Hutchins School of Liberal Arts major. And it is no small feat to do that as well as she has. We have had also the great pleasure of having her work in the President's office. Congratulations, Catherine, on being a presidential scholar. Your future looks very bright. Will you please stand and accept the acknowledgement of your fellow graduates and their guests? Graduates who are preparing for careers in education will now be acknowledged. I recognize the Dean of the School of Education, Dr. Mary Gendernally Cooper.
Many of the candidates participating in this afternoon's ceremony are engaged in or are preparing for careers in education. Some are receiving a master's degree, some have completed bachelor's degree work for their major fields, and are also completing or will soon begin coursework leading to a California teaching or service credential. We are very proud of the contributions you will be making to this career and field of education. Will all of the master's and bachelor's degree candidates in any field who are preparing for careers in education please stand? Please join me in wishing these graduates every success in their calling. Please be seated. Thank you.
The graduates will now be presented and the degrees conferred. I recognize Dr. Elizabeth Stanny, Chair of the Faculty.
President Armiñana, it is my privilege to recommend these students who are assembled before you as candidates for degrees under requirements prescribed by the trustees of the California State University and by the faculty of Sonoma State University. Candidates for the master's degrees and bachelor's degrees will be presented to you by the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Eduardo Ochoa.
President Armiñana, I am pleased to certify that the master's degree candidates here today have completed all the requirements established by the trustees of the California State University and the faculty of Sonoma State University for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Master of Arts in Education, Master of Arts in English, and Master of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies, Hutchins Schools. Will master's degree candidates please rise and remain standing?
Candidates for the master's degree, you have heard the recommendation of the faculty of Sonoma State University. By the virtue of the vested in me, by the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I do hereby confer upon each of you who has satisfied the requirements the appropriate degree of Master of Arts in Business Administration, Master of Arts in Education, Master of Arts in English, Master of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies, Hutchins, with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereupon pertaining. Congratulations. And the dreaded words, please be seated.
President Armiñana, the deans of the schools will now present the candidates for the bachelor's degree. I recognize Dr. William Babula, Dean of the School of Arts and Humanities.
Will all candidates for bachelor's degrees in the School of Arts and Humanities please rise? All right, congratulations. President Armiñana, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Arts and Humanities, I have the honor to recommend the candidates for bachelor's degrees with majors in American Multicultural Studies, Art, Art History. We'll need an applause meter. California Cultural Studies, Chicano and Latino Studies, Communication Studies, English. The meter is working. Fine Arts, French. There aren't that many of you. Interdisciplinary Studies, special major. Wow. Liberal Studies, AKA the Hutchins School. Music. I think, therefore, I am a philosopher. Yeah. Spanish. And break a leg, theater arts.
Thank you, Dean Babula. I didn't know you were such a wag. Candidates from the School of Arts and Humanities, you may now be seated. I recognize Dr. James Roberts.
Will all the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the School of Business and Economics please rise? President Arminiana, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Business and Economics, I have the honor to present the candidates for bachelor's degrees with majors in Business Administration, Economics, and Management.
Will all of the candidates for the bachelor's degree please rise? Candidates for the bachelor's degree, you have heard the recommendation of the faculty of Sonoma State University. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I do hereby confer upon each of you who has satisfied the requirements the Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereupon pertaining. Now the degree has been earned. You may move the tassel of your cap to the left side. Congratulations. Will all of the graduates please join me in expressing our appreciation to the faculty and staff of Sonoma State University, whose hard work and dedication have helped you achieve this goal. Please be seated. At this time, I would like to congratulate the recipient of the 2006 Excellence in Teaching Award. This award honors members of Sonoma State University faculty who have made outstanding contributions to the education of Sonoma State University students through classroom instruction and other activities that promote student learning. Our recipient this afternoon is Dr. Suzanne Tochitsky, who led this afternoon's ceremony with the university banner. Dr. Tochitsky is an associate professor of French. Please come forward, Dr. Tochitsky. Showing your Excellence in Teaching Award, and with an envelope who has a check. Enjoy both, and congratulations.
Our candidates have devoted great time, energy, and sacrifice to earn their degrees. So that each one of them may be accorded personal recognition, their names will be read as they approach the platform to receive their diplomas. We request that the audience remain seated during this period for this special moment so that our graduates and their families and friends can be recognized. We also ask that you hold your applause until the end of the presentation so that everyone's name can be heard. On behalf of the faculty and graduates, I would like to thank Professors Marco Calavita and Suzanne Tochitsky for reading the names. We will now present the diplomas. I recognize Dr. Carol Blackshear-Balai, Vice Provost for Academic Affairs, who will introduce the candidates.
Good afternoon. Will those receiving master's degrees from the School of Education please rise? Master's degree candidates, please come forward to receive your diplomas.
Good. All right. That's fine.
Susan Miltner, Master's in Education.
Julie Murad, Master's in Education.
Anne Marie Rosa, Master's in Education with an emphasis in music.
Inja Liu, Master's in Education.
Michael Casper, Master's in Education Administration.
Barbara Francis, Master's in Education.
John Anthony Carroll, Master's in Education.
Chao Yi Cho, Master's in Early Childhood Education.
Brandy Castro, Master's in Educational Administration.
Megan Schiller, Master's in Education.
Lori Seeley, Master's in Education.
Tara Hantaleff, Master's in Education in Early Childhood.
Cindy Schusler, Master's in Education, Reading and Language Arts.
Victoria Gergenis, Master's in Education, CTL.
Elizabeth Ann Chacon, Master's in Education, Reading and Language.
Scott Himes, Master's in Educational Administration.
Patricia Monica Young, Master's in Early Childhood Education.
Richard Lee Johnson, Master's in Educational Administration.
Jennifer Ann Fleischer, Master's in Education.
Kathy Crawford Waller, Master's in Educational Administration.
Jason Skinner, Master's in Education.
Megan Gail Gower Holman, Master's in Special Education.
Jason Sutter, Master's in Educational Leadership.
Judith Ellen Arrow, Master's in Educational Administration.
Jan Svoboda, Master's in Education.
Caitlin Fox Johnson, Master's in Education.
Marianne Ayala, Master's in Educational Administration.
Denise Murray, Master's in Educational Administration. Katie Tweltridge, Master's in Educational Administration.
Congratulations to the recipients of master's degrees from the School of Education. Now you may be seated. Thank you. Now, will those receiving master's degrees from the School of Arts and Humanities please rise? Again, now will those receiving master's degrees from the School of Arts and Humanities please rise? Where are they? Master's degree candidates, please come forward to receive your diplomas. Oh, they're just...
Lori O'Melia, Master's in English Literature.
Linda Ann Goff, Master's in English.
Callie Ann Ryan, Master's in English.
Charles McCauley, Master's in English.
David A. Dullberg, Master.
Aaron Daly, Master's in Interdisciplinary Studies. Colin Spake, Master's in Sustainable Development.
Congratulations to the recipients of master's degrees from the School of Arts and Humanities. You may now be seated. Bachelor's degree recipients from the School of Arts and Humanities will now receive their diplomas. Will the school marshals please direct your graduates to come forward and receive their diplomas?
What's that?
Lynette Michelle Nelson.
Catherine Simon Slater.
Robin Ann McHale.
Kate Fry.
Lauren Elizabeth Evans.
Miriam Irene Vargas Rosales.
Carly Talisfor.
Esmeralda Soto Maciel.
Stephanie Theophanides.
Adriana Macias de Rodriguez.
Melinda Danae Yancey.
Laurel Carmen.
Judith Richards.
Tekla Shell.
Stacy Henderson.
Tyrion Hoffus.
Meredith Ann Maestes.
Amy Kathleen Patemra.
Elizabeth Fatima Ornelas.
Joshua Ed Schroyer.
Gail Danielson.
Catherine Enright.
Sandra Jean Wells.
Michelle Christine Clancy.
Katie Darr.
Michael Harden.
Amy Holman.
Aaron Connor Maxwell.
Maria Villano.
Jessica Lynn Cano.
Carlisa Batallier.
Taylor Appel.
Christine Marie Mazzoni.
Kyle J. Masterson.
Kelly Rose Hill.
Jason Weedland.
Miranda Lynn Crane.
Ty Jones.
Erin Elizabeth Louie.
Amanda Christine Tickle.
Christine Lee Medeiros.
May McEwen Dickinson.
Cecilia Ann Lagier.
Christopher Scott Kyle.
Courtney Folds.
Elisa Raellen Seavold.
Lillian Reyna Bandalin.
Jennifer Elogan.
Claire Steiner.
Michael Johnstone.
Portia Lene Sanborn.
Melody Lindsay.
Roxanne Uri.
Rebecca Langenfeld.
Danielle Nyla Starkey.
Michelle Bataro.
Chris Jaley.
Pamela Hayes.
Emily Claire Martin.
Carrie Christine Soto.
Kako Kono.
Emily Hope Parker.
Gregory Sarles Flood.
Michelle Denise McHale.
Philip Bruce Wilson.
Barbara Apker.
Ethan J. Stearns.
Tricia Brogdon.
Sheila Moore.
Heather Brown.
Lisa Chase Whitman.
Catherine Colleen Atwood.
Graham Vidham.
Adam Grover.
Aaron Walsh.
Colin Dell Crabtree.
Noreen Kristen Lum.
Elizabeth Reed.
Joan Round.
Jackie Mitchell.
Jeff May.
Suzanne Mitchell.
Kevin Lehman Sato.
Eric Common.
Michael Paul Cadavera.
Meredith Wolf.
John Romanos.
Vanessa Bonaventure.
Michelle Stoner.
Galaxia Rivera.
Jessica Elizabeth Green.
Clayton Eugene Thurmond.
Tamara Lynn Bungie.
Tessa Rawlinson.
Michaela St. George.
Melanie Medeiros.
Jennifer Claro Bennett.
April J. Watkins Bravo.
Danielle Sarah Katharina.
Carrie Merriweather Fogel.
Sarah Catherine Short.
Elisa Marie Dunn.
Crystal Brazil Jennings.
Danielle Aguilian.
Claire Ann Callaghan.
Jessica Danielle McKendry.
Wendy Mooring.
Milo Frisbee.
Mariah Wegator Vernigallo.
Russell Ponce Jr.
Chelsea Wilson.
Danielle Vare.
Jennifer Worsham.
Glenn Franklin Jones.
Katie O'Connell.
David Fife.
Lauren Marguerite Darling.
Lauren Hope Ocon.
Rachel Renee Rich.
Maureen Mays.
Amber Sue Luffridge.
Kristen Halverson.
Joshua James Charles Coleman.
Shauna King.
Cheryl Ann Spivey.
Alexander Robert Smith.
Ashley Marie Stillison.
Dylan Michael Morton.
Lakeisia Monique Brown.
Jennifer Marie Gimnicker.
Paul Bartholomew Adelbert Baker.
Carrie Cheyenne Stetcher.
Renee Lynn Rodriguez.
Nikki Alexander.
Aaron Seiler.
Leslie Ann Lowe.
Liana Unger.
Jamie Joanne Joanat.
Ashley Stoffaker.
Rachel Michelle Hudson.
Melinda Shanty Miller.
Christina Ortega.
Margaret Stolman.
Allie Renee Langland.
Joseph Avila.
Heather Renee Oliver.
Jesse Alexander Shepard.
Michael Thomas Oliveira.
Aaron Gress.
Annie Bell McEwen.
Lee Azeron.
Ariana Cerna.
Jennifer Millay.
Lauren Harms.
Lauren Harkins.
Kristen Truen.
Paul Hale.
Stephanie Nicole Flavel.
Nicholas Michael Grizzle.
Holly Marie Corna.
Julianne Lifto.
Nu Vang.
Daniel Owens.
Adrienne Barber.
Robert Pete McRae.
Courtney Garcia Blondina.
Alex Backey.
Sarah Rachel Vargas.
Shiloh Winders.
Stephanie Elledge.
Anthony Joseph Skena.
Chrissa Fowler.
Jeffrey Derby.
Jennifer Amanda Brandon.
Elizabeth Larson.
Ashley Casera.
Allison Green.
Tanya Ray Faber.
Jennifer Zaidu Lee.
Wesley Joseph Silva.
Rebecca Lynn Evie.
Kathleen Marie Lysand.
Christina Lynn Cattell.
Amy Brockbank.
Amanda Shali Bryce.
Beth Goodman.
Crystal Ann Corallo.
Elizabeth Carolyn Ellen Martin.
Sarah Joan Twitty.
Is it Rochelle or Rachel? Jessica Rochelle Wilson.
Allison Claire Conrad.
Sabrina Ann Dunleavy.
Catherine Ann Coyle.
Vera Lisa Charlotte Delamater.
Sally Lee Pace.
Elizabeth Nicole Lewis.
James Cone.
Patrick Michael Canapeel.
Benita Irlinda Crawford.
Jeffrey Augustine Francie. Franny.
Sandra Moore.
Sarah Joanne Gasick.
Sue Helen Wyckoff.
Rachel Lynn Stark.
Vanessa Mercedes Valera.
Victoria Rose Keel.
Heather Nicole Shields.
Andrea Lester.
Lindsay Gorsuch.
Catherine Janasek.
Jennifer Karen Nelson.
Stephanie Lee Sheeler.
Jennifer Christina Johnston.
Angela Saunders.
Elizabeth Sweet Buell.
Lalita Loban.
Lindsay Marie Hahn.
Elisa Martinez.
Margot Osborne Johnson.
Laura Ann Brindle.
Vicki Marie Dennison.
Melissa Ann Johnson.
Marie Roner Pease.
Samantha Alana Hazen.
Catherine Hullen.
Justin Raimundo Fernandez.
Joey Firestone.
Karen Lynn Clancy.
Liat Drury.
Angela Marie Miller.
Robin Elizabeth Parker.
Now Kobayashi.
Alexandra Catherine Koska.
Kimberly Christina Palmer.
Gabriel Ortega.
Stacy Nicole Quick.
Jared Nathaniel Wright.
Jennifer Nicole Borchard.
Juan C. Martinez Jr.
Stacy Renee Post.
Micah DeConter.
James Andrew Keegan.
Marcia Bennett.
Jacob Woolman.
Diana Scranton.
Brian Mackey.
Danielle Elizabeth Idy.
Sam Ginn.
Talia Claire Leapoff.
Morgan.
Rachel Marie Gabrielle.
Lauren Nicole Krakowski.
Jamie Fuiko Kurumaji.
Sarah Elizabeth Statler.
Justin Beck.
Nicolette O'Connor.
Hildreth Ann Davis.
Kelly Campbell.
Odette Brinton.
Eric Thurman.
Susan Lynn Littlefield.
Matthew Adam Farrell.
Kenneth Tashin.
Catherine Paulette Morse.
James Deanda.
Angie Roth.
Melody Albano Coe.
Christine Marie Bloodgood.
Theodore William Spores.
Sean Curtis Offit.
April Marie Dawson.
Alexander J. Nelson.
Gail Marie Herring.
Elizabeth Lucy Lazar.
Gina Fortino Dixon.
Carrie D. Mullen.
Jason William Kegler.
Amber Alicia Crawford.
James R. Devon.
Adria Genevieve Benner Bishop.
Cesar Toshi.
Angelica Adora Agbayani.
Kathy Grady.
Alicia Rose Morales.
Bert Hutton.
Carrie Dill.
Allison Bowie.
Taylor Ann Oliver.
Sandy Leventhal.
Melissa Laura Payson.
April Lynn Anderson.
Morgan Janelli.
Jana Layton.
Joey Chappell.
Mary Ann Linkey.
Justin Hawkins.
Vanessa Marie Cavallaro.
Lindsay San Martin.
Angie Palmerino.
Megan Ann Sharkey.
Travis Dobbins.
Kelly Samantha Schutz.
Chad Robert Mitchell.
Ku Yang.
Jonah Gendron.
Victoria J.
Catherine O'Brien.
Andrew Eric Reichenbach.
Lindsay Young.
Tammy Lynn Rumpelman.
Lucy Ann Brochet.
Marjorie Garcia Andrade.
Heather Scheit.
Jimmy Billowin.
Melissa Ann Howard.
Joseph Gelman.
Lauren Willard.
Daniel Blaine Merritt.
Brittany Lee Walters.
Daniel Cooper.
Caitlin Marie Muntz.
Jaron Kirchnavi.
Megan Lyden Callahan.
Gina Marie Smith.
Ashley Ray Brooklocker.
Christina Brabant.
Caitlin Eleanor Peel.
Melissa Lynn Ryan.
Alfredo Coria.
Stephanie Aaron Sinkhorn.
Brent Purse.
Jasmine Eisenberg.
Patrick Campion.
Lindsay Babb.
Elisa.
Jennifer Hull.
Abby Jean Ransom.
Melissa McFadden.
James Daniel McMillan.
Jessica Johnston.
Maria Plamnova Petrovska.
Sydney Blair Mitchell.
Jessica Reynolds Taylor.
Alejandra Valencia.
Emilia Maria Elaine Peterson.
Vididiana Valencia.
Scott Philip Hardy.
Harile Bolsara.
Brian Fuchs.
Travis Beal.
Sasha Ferris Shanis.
Russell Johnston.
Paul Keller.
John Pipkin.
Kristen Gottschalk.
David Edward Rao.
Monica Wurzbacher.
David K. Bunch.
Jamie Leanne Baroni.
Benjamin Taylor Craig.
David Matthew Dietrich.
Daniel Barnhart.
Kathleen Lamondre.
Mark Rodriguez Brown.
Laura Victoria Bostrom.
Jennifer Lynn Perez.
Carrie Marie Barker.
Nicole Jo Zexter.
Sarah Joy Christensen.
Michelle Vargas.
Elizabeth Claire Hogue.
Ignacio Gonzalez.
Emily Mead.
Elsa Gonzalez.
Nicholas James Pacifico Ajus.
Paula Ramirez.
Brian Jeffcoat.
Griselda Sanchez Carmona.
Tracy Elizabeth Johnson.
Miriam Vela Sanchez.
Rachel Danielle Nichols.
Is it Maria de los Angeles Hernandez Flores.
Michaela Dominique Fahey.
Jessica Celine Navarez Hernandez.
Jillian Steinhauser.
Evelyn Magana.
Rochelle Cooper.
Galby Robinson.
Mercedes Maciel.
Maria Alfaro.
Robert Edward Brown.
Valentine Cullen.
Athena Johnston.
Tanya Candice Schmutz.
Ashley Paige Henriksen.
Arlene Patricia Stoll.
Nicolette McDonald.
April Nicole McCann.
Sandy Brown.
Jessica Rose Morgan.
Natalia Jaramillo Arayave.
Lacey Johnson.
Sean Michael O'Brien.
And Julie Correa.
Nicolas Ramirez.
Kelly Ann Boreski.
Kyle Iorio.
Brandon Brock.
Angela Rose Montele.
Shannon Cuiz.
Paige Dumont.
Robert Pace.
Loretta Esparza.
Jeffrey O'Brien.
Christy Hoffman.
Tyler Guy Jakes.
Chandra Farnham.
Nice shoes. Jacob Gardner.
Arish Scott Trieselman.
Rissa Tam Ho.
Megan Miller Backus.
Saba Waldu.
Kevin Hogan. Dalila Hernandez Ramirez. Catherine Rankin. Julie Elizabeth Martinez. Leah Suzanne Ballantyne. Betsy Chavez. Mark Farnham Arham. Brian David Dunlevy. Jeffrey Veerden. Brian Alexander.
Thank you, graduates, and please be seated. Will those receiving master's degrees from the School of Business and Economics please rise? All right. Master's degree candidates, please come forward to receive your diplomas.
Raven Kello, Master's in Business Administration. Dina Thompson Staudler, Master's in Business Administration. Jason Hipkiss, Master's in Business Administration. Scott P. DeMange, Master's in Business Administration. Bob Watrous, Master's in Business Administration. Cameron Tully Smith, Master's in Business Administration. David Cunningham, Master's in Business Administration. Sam Schwakey, Master's in Business Administration. Vicky Autry, Master's in Business Administration.
Congratulations to the recipients of master's degrees from the School of Business and Economics. Bachelor degree recipients from the School of Business and Economics will now receive their diplomas. Will the school marshals please direct your graduates to come forward and receive their diplomas?
David McGee.
Megan Aaron Stevens.
Caitlin Heyman.
Gordon Matthew Holly.
Angela De Leon.
Anthony Brown.
Sarah Croft.
Cynthia Charlene Borchi.
Jacqueline Michelle Hellberg.
Dylan Thomas Creedon.
Sean Carpenter.
Christian Lansdale Pillsbury.
Katie Medeiros.
Anthony Schroth.
Shane Heather Paulson.
Jason Anthony Campbell.
Thomas Shields.
Daniel Kazanchuk.
Christopher Wayne Austin.
Dennis Svarsov.
Jonathan Gregory Lamb.
Denis Mokriev,
Jesse Daniel Duker,
Stan Brown,
William Ingersoll,
Keith Roberts,
Melissa Vukonich,
Timothy James Maycock,
Andrew Kasparenko,
William Clark Roop III,
Amanda K. Langford,
Michael Thomas Kelly,
Kristen Green,
Tucker James Grucker Barish,
William Pitts,
Allison Zito,
Sean Olson,
Celeste Emily Ashworth,
Jyoti Buhler,
Becky Sawyers,
Janelle Odenthal,
Teresa Ann Lucas,
Horror,
Kristen Marie Hager,
Dan Einstein,
Krista Page Stelling,
Kim No,
Emily Elizabeth Torres,
Michael John Brierly,
Nicole R. Connick,
Amber Belleville,
Alicia Boyre,
Matt Barlow,
Chris Palatroni,
Erica Kissinger,
Ryan Charles Dowdy,
Vin Vaughn,
Nicholas Ryan Merck,
Dan Morrell,
Nicholas John Goodwin,
Fabiola Hernandez,
Jared Michael Hugendorn,
Patricia Vigil,
Alyssa Ann Hicks,
Joel Ruiz,
Betsy Prisborowski,
Efrain Baragan, Angela Marie Callanan,
Brent Jackson,
Heather Michelle Cato,
Judith Rico Denise,
Tyrone Champ,
Stephanie Leanne Wright,
Brian Peterson,
Bradley Joseph Bridges,
Kevin Taranchi,
Jill Hanai Watase,
Jeff Allen,
Jennifer Ann Dahlberg,
Jennifer Rose Thorsted,
Kevin Cressa,
Stephanie Ann Gall,
Dan Leor Nathan,
Matthew John Berger,
Tracy Ann Kretz,
Rebecca Christine Lane,
Justin Reyes,
Marisa Michelle Mana,
Roderick M. Scott,
Leticia Vanessa Hernandez,
Benjamin Matthew Cook,
Amanda Jean Haley,
Derek Nielsen,
Philip Timothy Murphy,
Dan Stevenson,
Susan Letcher,
Joseph G. Pereno,
Shai Echo,
Eric Sandy Lewis,
Kelly Monhoff Croman,
Daniel Moreno,
Ryan James Nichols,
Chris Lang,
Tom Train,
Brian James Dean,
Ashley Lauren Pillow,
Brian Tom C. Wash,
Alicia Duran,
Mark Edmond,
Lainey Diane Carlavaro,
Michaela Pitts,
Angela Jean Donahue.
Lubega Nicholas Lubega.
Jillian Renee Stash.
Adam Rossi.
Leslie Hicks.
Jeremy LeBeau.
Jolene Elizabeth Pessa.
Danielle DeCesar.
Jessica Erin Lindberg.
Tori Taylor.
Heather Elizabeth O'Neill.
Eric Hal Young Doe.
Courtney Ann Kelly.
Singpet Sean Vongpakam.
Emily Rose Cross.
Kristen Marie Stegner.
Andrew Lang.
Melanie Pixie Gillum.
Andrew Lee.
Joshua Stifler.
Adam Trainer.
Ian O'Toole.
Zach Wochuk.
Jasenia Lopez Perez.
Justin Marshall Lake.
Jennifer Roberts.
Christopher Lacey.
Aaron Pitkin.
Matthew Stephen Thomas Lonza.
Matthew Christopher Meyer.
Ashley Elizabeth Sparks.
Sebastian Wilson.
Brandon Kyle Weaver.
Russell Van Antwerp.
Kayleen Danielle Patterson.
Todd Robert Smith.
Lindsay Marie Hornavalos.
Matthew Paul Corsetti.
Adrian Nicole Sanseri.
Emily Kathleen Barker.
Garrett James Capel.
Jenna Nicole De Palma.
Eric Andrew Haupt.
Michelle Renee Thorpe.
Fernando Alves.
Deanna Hall.
Matthew Edward Hidalgo.
Nina Michelle Hecker.
Christian J. Espana.
Megan Hope Forrest.
Kevin Carmichael.
Ashley Marie Bitso.
John Fink.
Allison Erica Smith.
Michael Reeves.
Rachel Pasco.
Jason James Kavanaugh.
Jennifer Benson.
John Andrew Roshkold III.
Xing He.
Stacy Michelle Watts.
Joseph Leo Pustis.
Dana Susan Nichols.
Alan Hibinata.
Lauren Christina Morisi.
Brendan Monahan.
Jennifer Grace Hilke.
Lauren Janelle Court.
Lauren Elaine Smith.
Stephanie Winters.
Trina Corrine Middlebrook.
Kenson.
Ashley Pelletier.
Charles Granville Hines.
Francisco Guerrero.
John Edgar Hines.
Jessica Blackburn.
Scott Brunton.
Aaron Jackson.
Jason B. Simons II.
Aaron Muck.
Darren Kenny.
Zachary Blanes.
Alejandro Gomi.
Kathleen Ann Nicholson.
Teresa Iano.
Jessica Lee Horner.
Miley Santos.
Veronica Navoa.
Richard Adams.
Jennifer Ann Gabrielle O'Halloran.
Scott Shepard Diamond.
Dominique Moreno.
James McNeely.
Lotta Gonzalez.
Tommy Evans.
Debbie Stoss O'Sullivan.
Jorge Luis Maldonado.
Denny Lee Rake.
Elizabeth Mora Torres.
Paul Moretti.
Gabriela Bravo.
Sky Thomas Dante. Stephen Swanton. Ya Chun Lai. Ryan Fraze. Erin Marie McPherson. Jordan Alexandra Huntley. Alyssa Karen Frazier. Richard Cam Chin. Justin Medeiros. Crystal Christine Flores. Scott Boston. Megan Ann Paul. Jesse Farquhar. Natasha Lee Uli. Kendra Ann Couts. Corey Michelle Sutherland. John Lawrence Gillum. Lilia Rincon.
All right, congratulations to all the graduates here today. It is my great pleasure to introduce vocalist Claire Callahan to lead us as we sing the Sonoma State Hymn. You will find the words of the hymn in the inside front cover of your program. We'll sing it twice.
Congratulations, everyone. I expect to hear some singing with feeling on this. All together. We sing to thee. Just kidding. All right, now. We sing to thee, O
Claire and everyone else, thank you for that wonderful performance. Sonoma State University hymn has been with us since the early 1960s, and we're proud that it is part of our commencement today. At this point in the ceremony, I want to remind you that the School of Arts and Humanities, Business and Economics, and Education are hosting receptions for their graduates and their families immediately following the commencement ceremony. Locations of the receptions are listed on page 20 of your program. We hope that you will join us at the receptions on this very special day as we salute our graduates and celebrate their accomplishments. We have now come to the part of the ceremony known as the recessional. This tradition provides us, the faculty, with an opportunity to formally greet and congratulate the graduating students. Therefore, we request that the audience please remain seated until all graduates have left the commencement area. The recessional will terminate in the Central Campus Quad. We appreciate your patience and your cooperation during the recessional. Will the banner carriers please take up the banners? Will the platform party, the faculty, and the graduates please stand?